Clap your hands, everybody. You're watching Philadelphia 76ers now right here on Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Hope your start to 2023 is going fantastic because this basketball team is playing a fantastic brand of basketball right now. One of the hottest teams in the NBA, all led by Joel Embiid. James Harden playing well. It's great to see Tyrese Maxey back as well. And what's coming up on the horizon? The NBA trade deadline, February 9th, and a couple of players for Philadelphia could be on the move. So we begin with that, and we talk about Matisse Thybulle here. Could he be on his way out? According to ESPN's Bobby Marks, he said that the former first-round pick out of Washington, two-time defensive stud in terms of making the defensive all-pro team, one of the players to watch ahead of the NBA trade deadline. And here's what Bobby Marks had to say about Thybulle, who you want to be a 3-and-D player, but he's more of the D and not the 3 because he can't shoot the rock. After the 76ers acquired James Harden last February, Daryl Morey said this about Matisse Thybulle. Thybulle easily could be Defensive Player of the Year, second-team All-Defender, twice in his NBA career. After Joel wins it first, sky's the limit for Thybulle, and that's a big reason we made sure Tyrese Maxey and Thybulle weren't in this trade. Hasn't aged all that well. Marks continued by saying Thybulle was a second-team all-defensive selection last season, but became a non-factor in the playoffs, averaging 15.2 minutes per game in 9 games. This year, a career low 12 minutes, and has played less than 10 minutes in 18 games. Thybulle will be a restricted free agent in the offseason if Philadelphia elects to extend a qualifying offer, so there is no pressing need to move him now, even if he is not part of the Sixers' future. And I think it's become clear for Matisse Thybulle, he's not a part of this future. And for this basketball team right now, they're working seamlessly on the offensive end. Defensively, some room to improve, especially since Maxey has come back. There's been a little bit of a drop-off on the defensive end for Philadelphia. But for Matisse Thybulle, again, you want to envision him as a 3-and-D player and could be a very good 3-and-D player. But he can't knock down the 3, so at this point, he's one-dimensional, and really all he offers is the defense. 2.5 points per game this year, an awful sub 42% from the field, less than 31% from 3. You keep waiting for him to become a better offensive player, and at the very least, just knock down some 3s from time to time, but Thybulle hasn't been able to do that. And Doc Rivers not playing him because he hasn't shown that on the practice floor either. And guys who are incapable of shooting don't last long in this league. Can you even be Andre Roberson? Matisse Thybulle can't even become that. And with the way that the Sixers like to play, spacing the floor, good disher and creator in James Harden, Matisse Thybulle can't even hover around the three-point arc to be that guy, and you already have a limited offensive player in PJ Tucker, who's getting a lot of minutes. And I think that once the playoffs come around, he's going to show his value. But for Thybulle, he has no value, and he can't be on the floor also with a guy like P.J. Tucker because offensively, you're going 3 against 5 against the opposition. So what do you think? A little bit of a controversial topic here in the city of brotherly love. Should the Sixers trade Thybulle? T for trade, K for keep. Let us know down below in the comment section. Now, Thybulle can't shoot, but what you can do is save some money thanks to today's presenting sponsor, Rocket Money. Don't waste money. Manage and optimize your finances with the Rocket Money app. You can get started today by heading to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. Are you wasting money on subscriptions, my homies? 80% of people have subscriptions they forget about, and maybe for you, unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed. There's this great app I use. It helps me track all of my expenses. It's Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. This app is easy to use as it shows you all of your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money even finds subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for and you didn't know that you were a part of. You may even find out also you've been double charged for a subscription, and to cancel it, all you have to do, pull up the app. It's very appealing to the eye, and all you have to do is press cancel. So one more time, it's rocketmoney.com/NBA now. They have made this video free for you. Thanks to them for being our sponsor. So from one player who's not playing at all or much in Matisse Thybulle to another player who's really not seeing a lot of tick in Furkan Korkmaz. Could he be sent to the Houston Rockets? Rockets are a young, blossoming team who could use a shooter. ESPN saying that trading Korkmaz makes sense for a couple of reasons. And how about this? You get back Boban Marjanovic to be a backup center according to ESPN's trade idea. Rockets receive Korkmaz and a 2029 second-round pick. Now, I have no idea why you would trade Korkmaz and a second-round pick for Boban Marjanovic, who is as slow as molasses and a sloth trying to climb up a tree. Korkmaz to Houston. Why does it make sense, though? Let's go back to that original talking point. Puts the Sixers below the luxury tax because Korkmaz, going into last year, signed that 3-year, $15 million neighborhood in contract, reunites Boban Marjanovic and Tobias Harris, the Bobby and Toby show. Always a lot of fun, and could play more minutes with Houston because he's not playing right now. And Korkmaz even admitted, look, this is my life. I love basketball. I'm not happy right now. I just want to be happy to see some more playing time. When asked about the trade buzz, I just let those guys handle it. My agent, organization. He said of those trade discussions, I don't think it's going to make a lot of sense for me to say anything about it because it's not my hands at some point. For me, the best thing that I can say is I want to be happy. I want to be on the court. And whatever they think is working with the team, that's fine with me. Yeah, that's a lie. His agent probably told him to say that. Korkmaz can't be happy with his current situation right now because he's barely playing. And the Sixers really have no room for Korkmaz. They have no room for Matisse Thybulle. This is a team that is one of the deeper Sixers teams in a little while. The acquisition of D'Anthony Melton has certainly helped that. Once again, George Niang playing really good basketball, and you have Tyrese Maxey coming in off the pine. The Sixers have no room for him, so why not make a deal that benefits both sides? I just don't see why you include a second-round pick. I guess the thought of including the second-round pick is to free up some money to get under that luxury tax, or at least help in that regard. So, would you trade Korkmaz for Boban Marjanovic? The Bobby and Toby show potentially coming back to the 215. Why for yes and for no. And if a trade does happen heading into the NBA trade deadline or on NBA trade deadline day, we have you covered right here on 76ers Now. Be sure to subscribe. To another trade candidate now that we continue to talk about here at Chat Sports, Alex Caruso. Bulls guard seems to be on the outside looking in of the Bulls rotation. This is a guy who has playoff experience, helped the Lakers win the bubble championship back in 2020, and has a lot of value. And this is a guy that I actually think could fit well on this roster because he actually can shoot and he also defends. His contract, though, a little bit expensive. So maybe the thought here is that you trade Korkmaz to free up some cash, you bring in Caruso, you might have to make another corresponding roster move to free up some more money because of the contract here, more than $9 million over the next 3 seasons, including this one. And Caruso fits the Sixers' gritty culture. This is a guy who is a 3-and-D player, unlike Matisse Thybulle, who can guard guards at a really good level, but never shies down from even guarding some wings, is really feisty, is a hustler in a TJ McConnell-like way, and this year, not getting a lot of playing time for a down Chicago team that did beat the Sixers recently when Zach LaVine went off. 5.5 points for Caruso this year, 40% from 3, I'll take it. If he gets some more run, the hope is that those numbers increase a little bit, sub 44% from the hardwood. And it would not take much to get a deal done because I think Chicago paying some big money to Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan wants a huge contract, rumored to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $160 million potentially, paying a lot of money to some other players on that roster. They just want to free up some cash to maybe re-sign a DeMar DeRozan. And because of that, if they're not playing Caruso all that much, you send him out and you free up some of that dough. Do you want Caruso? Our last question for the audience today, 1 for yes, 0 for no. Don't forget to subscribe because we're going to start ratcheting up our coverage as we continue to say. I'm just so busy covering the NFL right now. Hope y'all understand. And right now, doldrums of the NBA season. Appreciate all of you for watching, and we'll catch you next time here on 76ers Now.